The dragon tamer's focus is suddenly broken as a low, guttural growl echoes nearby, instantly putting him on high alert. Surrounded by his companions, the tamer stands his ground as the mysterious growling continues. The group remains tense, sensing an unsettling presence within the area. Noticing his distraction, the great fire dragon asks the tamer what is wrong. He dismisses the concern, claiming he has simply been exhausted and lost in his own thoughts lately. Deep within the sanctuary, the dragonkin question why their mother has awakened. They warn her that because she hasn't drawn nutrients in so long, the entire secret realm will collapse if she does not rest. Dismissing the concerns of her kin, the ancient mother dragon insists on addressing the newcomer directly. Her voice is calm yet heavy with age as she asks the dragon tamer a question that has long weighed on her. She wants to know how the exiled dragon lived out its remaining years. The dragon tamer meets her gaze and shares a touching history. He reveals that the exiled dragon lived a life of deep respect and honor, successfully building a great family that flourished for over a century. He explains that even now, as the dragon nears the end of its long life, its only struggle is the difficulty of letting go of those it loves so dearly. However, the tamer's words are met with immediate fury from a nearby dragon. It roars that his claims are ridiculous, accusing humans of only ever lusting after the power of dragons rather than respecting them. The dragon snarls, pointing to the tamer's own young companions as living proof of hatchlings being enslaved for human gain. While the hostile dragon's accusations echo through the chamber, the mother dragon remains unfazed. She quietly interjects with a single, firm word, "No." Her calm rejection suggests that she recognizes a deeper bond between the tamer and his dragons, one that her aggressive kin has failed to see. The mother dragon continues her observation, noting that whenever the dragon tamer loses his focus, his two young companions become visibly anxious and worried for him. She sees their immediate concern as a testament to the bond they share. Moved by the sincerity of their connection, the ancient dragon addresses the tamer directly. She tells him that it is clear these two young dragons truly love him, recognizing a depth of affection that transcends a simple master-servant relationship. Convinced by this display of genuine devotion, the mother dragon chooses to trust the tamer's words. She agrees to grant him a seed of life, though she solemnly warns him that the process of obtaining it will take time. Sensing the gravity of the situation, the tamer urges her to act quickly, reminding her that the star dragon has no time left to spare. He questions if her hesitation is due to the unknown corrupting entities that have already begun to take over the canyon outside. The ancient mother dragon falls into a deep silence, her gnarled, tree-like form looming as she contemplates the weight of the dragon tamer's words. The tension in the air is palpable as she prepares to make a final decision regarding the fate of the realm. With a heavy sigh, the great fire dragon confirms the tamer's suspicions, explaining that the life canyon has indeed been corrupted beyond the point of survival. Acknowledging this grim reality, the mother dragon finally responds with a firm, "Very well," signaling her readiness to proceed. She extends a gnarled, vine-like limb toward the dragon tamer, challenging him to witness the truth of their situation firsthand. She tells him to see it for himself and commands him to touch her branch, offering a direct connection to her fading life force. The dragon tamer hesitates for a moment, his expression unreadable as he stares at the offered branch. Slowly, he reaches out his hand, ready to make contact and experience the visions of the corrupted canyon that the mother dragon is about to share. Upon making contact with the ancient mother dragon's branch, the tamer is instantly pulled into a powerful vision. His eyes widen in complete shock as a massive flood of information and imagery begins to overwhelm his senses. He finds himself suspended in a breathtaking, historical version of the Life Canyon, filled with lush greenery and clear skies. Watching dozens of magnificent dragons soar freely through the air, he realizes with awe that he is experiencing the primordial memories of the Life Dragon King. The serene scene is suddenly disrupted by an ominous phenomenon. A dark, jagged crack begins to tear across the sky like a broken mirror, serving as the first sign of the mysterious corruption that would eventually seal the realm's tragic fate. From the void of the rift, a massive explosion of malevolent purple energy erupts, striking the peaceful landscape below. The Tamer watches in horror as the corruptive force begins to spread, marking the beginning of the end for the once vibrant dragon sanctuary. The vision intensifies as the Tamer witnesses the horrifying speed of the corruption. A dragon lets out a final, agonizing roar as the malevolent purple liquid surges over its body, consuming the creature entirely in an instant. The scenery shifts to a wider battlefield where total chaos has broken out. The mother dragon stands at the center of the crumbling sanctuary, surrounded by dragons wreathed in mystical blue and orange flames as the very foundation of the realm is reduced to ruins. The mother dragon's expression turns to one of pure alarm as she looks toward the sky. Even with her ancient power, she is clearly stunned by a new and overwhelming presence descending through the lightning-scarred clouds above. A massive, crystalline dragon with jagged, translucent wings suddenly emerges from the storm, hovering menacingly directly in front of the mother dragon. Its arrival marks a pivotal moment in the memory, as it confronts the protector of the canyon during the sanctuary's final moments of peace. The vision reaches a violent climax as the dark, corruptive purple energy relentlessly batters the canyon's remaining defenses. The sheer scale of the magical conflict is overwhelming, showing the final, desperate struggle of the dragon sanctuary against an unstoppable and ancient force. Within the chaos of the memory, the mother dragon's glowing green eye flares with an intense, piercing light. This brief glimpse captures the profound grief and helplessness she felt as she watched her entire world crumble around her under the crushing weight of the corruption. Overwhelmed by the intensity of the ancestral memories, the dragon tamer's eye snaps open as he is abruptly pulled back to the present. The transition is jarring, leaving him visibly shaken as the horrific scenes of destruction from the past continue to haunt his mind. Still breathless from what he witnessed, the Tamer describes the event as a total massacre. He shares a terrifying discovery. The malevolent power coming from that rift is identical to the power of the ancient gods, revealing a threat far more dangerous than he ever imagined. The mother dragon asks the dragon tamer if he recognizes the terrifying power he just witnessed in the vision. Stunned by the revelation, the tamer asks if these malevolent entities have begun to awaken outside of the dragon realm as well, realizing the threat is more widespread than he thought. The tamer confirms the identity of the attackers, calling them the ancient gods. He describes them as wielders of pure annihilation whose only goal is to erase all life from existence, highlighting the absolute danger they pose to every living thing. Looking back on the tragedy of their past, the mother dragon admits that she and her kin would have perished long ago if not for the protection of the Crystal Dragon King. She credits his intervention as the sole reason any of them survived the initial massacre. The Great Fire Dragon explains the true nature of their sanctuary, revealing that the secret realm is actually a barrier formed from the Crystal Dragon King's own body. He explains that this physical sacrifice was made to hide them away and isolate them from the corruption of the Life Canyon. The dragon tamer reflects on the tragic truth behind the ancient visions. He realizes that the Crystal Dragon King he saw in the memories sacrificed its entire existence to protect the survivors, and now that legendary guardian is truly gone. The Great Fire Dragon explains that while Mother lacks strength in battle, her power to reshape the earth is the only thing sustaining them. By sinking her roots deep into the ground and constantly infusing the land with her own life force, she maintains a sanctuary for dragons, though the world beyond their borders is rapidly falling into ruin. The survivors lament their desperate situation, revealing that they have been waiting for a rescue that never arrives. Instead of finding help, they watch as the encroaching corruption grows more aggressive, now directly threatening to consume their final place of refuge. A two-headed dragon delivers the grimmest news yet. Every scout sent to find help has perished, and not a single one returned alive. They explain the necessity of retrieving the corpses of their fallen kin, knowing that if the bodies were left behind, the corruption would have possessed and twisted them into mindless monsters. The dragon tamer observes the tragic state of the sanctuary, realizing that the guardians no longer have the strength to escape. The teal dragon explains that the mother's life force is failing because she has nowhere left to draw energy, leaving the entire realm on the verge of a total collapse. With a somber expression, the tamer acknowledges the harsh reality of their situation. He concludes that the current defenders, weakened and isolated, stand absolutely no chance and are completely powerless against the encroaching might of the ancient gods. Holding the Dragon Nation Fire Seed Medal, a legendary accessory that boosts all attributes of the wearer by 25%, the tamer weighs his next move. He understands that if he remains a bystander and does nothing, the Life Dragon King will surely meet its end within this dying realm. Standing with the spirits of his predecessors, the tamer recognizes that the fate of more than just a single dragon is at stake. He knows that if he fails to intervene now, the entire dragon domain will inevitably fall to the destructive power of the ancient gods. The dragon tamer addresses the group of ancient dragons, questioning if they have finally come to recognize him as a true ally and companion. The dragons, still weary but acknowledging his sincerity, confirm their trust, prompting him to reveal the next step of his plan. With a confident and determined expression, the dragon tamer extends an offer of salvation. He declares his intention to help the remaining guardians and their mother escape the encroaching purple corruption that has already claimed so much of their once vibrant realm. The mother dragon expresses hesitation, questioning if the tamer is truly willing to take them away and if he fears the consequences for the human world should their domain fall to the ancient gods. The tamer counters with logic, stating that staying here is a death sentence as the realm will inevitably be consumed, whereas following him offers their only path to survival. As he prepares to activate his power, the dragon tamer's gauntleted hand begins to glow with an intense, magical blue light. He starts to explain further, hinting at a hidden advantage that will make this desperate rescue possible. The dragon tamer reveals his true strength, declaring that he has already slain an ancient god. He explains that his prowess has earned him the formal title of Conqueror of Ancient Gods, a status proven by the immense power radiating from his legendary God Bone Dragon King armor. The surrounding dragons are struck by disbelief and confusion as they sense the tamer's unsettling aura. They note that while it carries the familiar scent of a dragon king, it is also tainted with the unmistakable stench of corruption, creating a power that feels both intimate and alien. Clarifying the source of his strength, the tamer reveals that his armor is a dragon king fused with the essence of a defeated ancient god. He boldly promises that even if the dragon domain is lost to corruption, he will personally hunt down any ancient god that dares to awaken. Finally, he offers a sanctuary for the weary dragons, revealing that he owns a secluded island territory. He invites them to relocate there, promising an environment where they can finally recover and live in absolute peace, far away from the reach of their enemies. Moved by the dragon tamer's genuine concern, the ancient mother dragon acknowledges how thoroughly he has considered their plight. She is clearly touched by his willingness to provide for her kin despite the risks involved. Observing the tamer with his companions, she remarks that it is no wonder the hatchlings at his side adore him so deeply. She recognizes that his kind heart is the foundation of the powerful bond he shares with his dragons. In light of this newfound trust, the great fire dragon turns to the mother with a hopeful expression. He asks for her blessing to leave the decaying realm, inquiring if they can finally go with the dragon tamer to his safe territory.